my side.
It's still saying we're offline. I reloaded a couple.
Really? Let's
See.
let me check.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, there we are. Yep, we're
we're
there.
on. Who's playing that sound?
My bad, my bad, my bad.
Okay, we're live by the way. Hey guys, welcome back to the stream. It's Project B-Ball here. My name's Ray. I'm talking.
Yeah, what's up? My name's Akarsh.
My name's Harsh Patel.
So I know we've been inactive for the past month and a half. Sorry on us. I know we said that we are gonna do like live reactions to the Christmas Day games for the NBA. Yeah, some plans fell through. We haven't been active on our YouTube either. We haven't been posting these streams, but that's all gonna change. Um, as you guys know, we're in high school. We're doing we're testing and all this random stuff. So now we're much more freer. We should be more consistent for the next couple of months. We're gonna do weekly streams. Each stream is gonna be like talking about football, basketball, and whatever we want to talk about. And then also we're gonna upload twice a month on our YouTube channel. Those videos will come randomly twice a month. We're not gonna have set dates, but just whenever we record and edit the videos, they'll come. But those videos are gonna be high quality and edited, making sure like, they're good. Not and we're moving on. And then also tournaments for this for Project B Ball. We're gonna make them a little bit more seasonal and happen every few months. Our next tournament, unfortunately, is gonna be in like the next in 6 months in June. But after that, it's gonna be every 3 months for until the whenever we decide to keep doing them. But yeah, so right now we're focusing on our content, building up our content channel. But other than that, that's all the updates you guys need to know. That's the plan for the rest of this year and the years to come, I guess. Now we're gonna talk about the NBA. So you guys haven't heard much of our opinions on what happened like so far in this 17 game season so far we had because we haven't been recording and stuff. But why don't we just go out and get general thoughts from everyone? What do you guys think about the NBA season so far?
Man, the season. Okay. Games are coming down to the wire every game, but I feel like I don't know. Even Renee was telling me about this the other day. I feel like it's getting a little stale, right? Is that what you said?
Still, yeah,
I mean, definitely when the playoffs come, that's when everything's gonna kick into the 12th gear, 10th gear. But right now, like, but a little stale. You
yeah,
want to comment on that, Renee?
yeah. Yeah. First, I'll let Harsh. What's your opinion on the game so far?
I've only been watching like primetime games, but like the games are very different without fans. Like it's not as fun and exciting as it is like before, like last year with the
Yeah.
fans. It's just added. I don't know. It just
Like, they just hit a game winner, and then all you hear is, like, yeah, it's just not as hype. That's why I'm saying it's like a slightly stale compared to before. But fans are starting to come into the arenas in some areas. I know the Hawks let in fans when I was watching the Nets game and all that stuff. So yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
hopefully soon.
Yeah, so this is what I think. I think the reason why I talked about it and saying it was stale is just because like each game, like there's so many the pandemic that's going on in the world, right? Players are in and out of lineups, and like the games become like we don't I don't know like sometimes just like okay we're like watching the Celtics without Jason Tatum, which is Jalen Brown, right? Sometimes the games are just so boring. Like I feel like even for me because like how this pandemic is going on, like a lot of people are getting really affected, but I feel like the NBA should just like should low key cancel it until everything is cleared up because like if star players are missing games, there's no point of watching it at some point because it's just it gets a little bit boring and you don't like sometimes you'll see breakout stars and that's really interesting, but if like your best players are not playing because of restrictions and all this type of stuff, then there's no point like to watching the game because like there's no fun in it because this is regular season. Coaches are not going all out here, right? Because like they don't care if they're really winning or losing. Like they do care about if they're winning or losing, but they're like not trying their hardest. Like once the playoffs happen, I think restrictions are gonna be less strict and everything like that. We're gonna have a really fun NBA season, but at this point, it's really boring. A lot of blowouts, a lot of close games too. But like so far, I haven't been as enjoyed in the games this year because it's just how people are not everyone's playing
I
like
think the primetime games are very enjoyable, but other than that, kind of stale, kind of stale.
yeah. I
But
think
yeah,
yeah, I agree. Primetime games are good. Like some like as long as all the good players are playing, like the all stars and like the superstars. If they're playing, then the games are really good, especially like the TNT games that come every Thursday and Tuesday, I believe. And then like
yeah,
those games are always really great. But regular season, this is like the first time I feel like in
I
a
think
while.
after All Star Weekend, everything's gonna get kicked into high gear,
Yeah, true. That's what
which
happened the
is in
last couple years
February.
too. Like after All Star Weekend, everything became a little bit more hyped and everything. I think now we can go into like a little bit specifics, like on teams that disappointed us, teams that are doing really well in these 17 games, who our early awards predictions are, and just talking about what else we want to talk about. But first, let's talk about the biggest trade that happened so far. Since we didn't talk about this early when it happened, but Harden was traded to the Brooklyn Nets. Uh,
Mm.
we now
What
we
was
have
that? Victor Rockets? Is that
yeah,
what happened?
yeah. Victor Oladipo went to the Rockets. Jared Allen and a few other players went to the Cavs, and someone went to Karis LeVert went to the Pacers. Pretty much, just a summary of the trade. So we seen like the Nets. What? How many games have they played together? Like six, probably at this point. It's five or
Played around 6.
six.
Five or six.
These new Nets, yeah.
Yeah, the new
I'm
Nets.
liking this. I'm liking how. I mean, I don't like how all the games are coming down to the wire. It's kind of. I mean, they have all the pieces to hit a clutch shot. That's for sure.
It's
For
definitely
sure.
a talent for them to
If
match.
someone's cold right now, pass it to Kyrie, he can hit a clutch shot. Pass it to Harden, he can hit a clutch shot. Pass it to KD, he can hit a clutch shot. So they should always have someone that's fine in the clutch. That's why even when it's a close game, I still trust them to win. But I don't know. I still think they should experiment a little bit with the lineups. But what I've been seeing is that they're playing Harden with the second unit, and it's like beautiful. Like him with the second unit like works so well. Like when they rest up Kyrie and KD, Harden's in the second unit, um, and he's really leading those guys on the bench and actually keeping their lead. Yeah.
Mm. Harsh, your opinions
Mm.
on the big three?
Well, obviously, it's not going to come firsthand. Like they need time to mesh with three superstars, all ISO players mainly. It's going to take time to mesh up. But like against like the Cavaliers, like those two losses were pretty bad against a very bad team. Like you had Colin Sexton going off on you. That's kind of sad. But
It's not a bad team though. The Cavs are in the playoffs right now.
yeah, but like the Nets have so much firepower, they should not be like losing to the
That's
Cavs.
true. That's for sure. That's for sure. But I think the first time they won, it was just Colin Sexton, who like kind of just went off.
Yeah.
But after that, I think the next game, KD obviously didn't play, but I think that those are just the first two games they played, right? They just need time to mesh. Harden, all those three guys in the starting lineup, I think they got to find a couple of sets that they can play in which the offense can be good with those three. Anyway, a big says, who do
I
you
think
guys
they're
want
going
to
to make
vote
the
for
team.
All Stars? You guys want to share who you voted for the All Stars?
Yeah, I was gonna do mine live, so I was going to go through my thinking process. And have you Harsh, have you voted yet or no?
I already did. I can tell my votes right now.
Yeah, Harsh, have you voted for it?
I have not yet, but I will
Me and
do
Harsh
that.
will
But let's do
me
it.
and Harsh will do it live in a little bit. But right now, let me give my
Yeah.
opinion on the Nets, and then Harsh can talk about who he voted and why. So
Yeah.
So the Nets, right? So I like the team a lot actually. The more and more I think about it, like how Akash was saying, the team is really good. Like I know it doesn't have much of a bench and defense is really suspect, but like let's be real here. You're not gonna blow these guys out, right? And if it's a close game, I give these guys a really good chance of winning it every time, right? Because you're not really gonna drop 120 on them and them dropping 90 on you, unless all three of the big three is cold, right? Because like it's always
That's a very small chance that that
yeah,
happens,
really small chance.
but
That's probably never
possible.
gonna happen in the playoffs either because you have Kyrie and KD. Maybe Harden goes cold, but like you have Kyrie and KD, and they're not going cold in the playoffs, right? So if the game is always close, these guys have the higher chance of winning the game because they just have like the players that can close out games, right? So like let's say they play the Sixers in like the conference finals, right? I don't see anyone in the Sixers stepping up to hit clutch shots if the games are close because best believe the Sixers are not blowing out the Nets in any game, right? Because all the games is gonna be like 110, 110, 2 minutes left. Who on the Sixers is gonna hit that shot? We know someone, Kyrie, Harden, or KD will hit the shot and the game will end. These guys are gonna drop like together most games, like, and then their bench needs to show up. They have Joe Harris and who's Bruce Brown, who's been a really good defender, and DeAndre Jordan, Jeff Green have been really good pieces to help. I just read the chat. Kyrie's the goat. Okay. Um, But like what I was saying.
Facts though.
So what I was
Nah,
saying,
man.
like,
Just kidding.
so what I'm saying is like these games are always gonna be really close, and they'll have the higher chance of winning the game because of who they have. Because I don't think you're going to really realistically like shut all three of these guys down. If there is a case, then we would have seen it. These guys are almost like what Harden's like 30, KD's like 30 something, Kyrie's like 28, right?
Kyrie, yeah, Kyrie's 28.
Yeah. So these guys are in the full prime. Like Kyrie's supposed to have his best year of his career at this time. 28 is usually when players have their best years, right? So like, and if there was a way to stop them, there we would have seen it. Like you can't really stop any of these guys. Harden, you could scheme a little bit and get him out, but like if you're scheming, let's say the scheme to get Harden out is what always to trap and double team him, right? Make sure he passes the ball out so that he doesn't. Then you guys like close in, right? But if you do that strategy, how are you gonna stop Kyrie and KD if they're on the wing, right? The way the scheme against Harden works in the Nets' favor because they have KD and Kyrie. They don't have a bunch of just random 3-point shooters on the wings, right? So the way the scheme against Harden is ineffective anymore, right? So that's why this team is just so useful. And then if they run the whatever offense they're running right now, I don't think they're really running that much of an offense. They're just kicking it out, just playing AU style, right? So just like whoever has the ball, you pass it, get the open shot, drive, kick. Just do the simple stuff to win the game, right? The way they
Yeah.
play, there's no way to guard them. Like of course you can scheme against Harden, but scheming against Harden makes it easier for KD and Kyrie. So if you want to take out Harden, you still need to beat KD and Kyrie, right? If you try to scheme against
Hmm.
Kyrie, the way to scheme against Kyrie is to what? To get physical with him. Making sure he gets into foul trouble. You
Even
attack.
if you get physical with him and you get close to him, you know he has people to kick it out to.
Yeah,
First of
he
all.
has people to
Second
kick
of
it
all,
out.
he can always get around the defense easily.
Yeah, and the way to guard
And
KD.
he has two MVPs beside him.
Yeah,
So
and so the scheme is
yeah.
usually against Kyrie is to be physical with him. Like, don't make it easy for him. Like, make sure everything he does is difficult, and then maybe you have a chance.
I think the scheming now, the defensive scheming, it's all just gonna defend. It's all just going to depend on who's hot that night.
Yeah,
Because if Kevin Durant is going off, then they're gonna guard him.
yeah, but yeah,
So they have three literally offensive juggernauts on their team that they can kick it to. They have three amazing offensive players. They can always kick it to them. One of them's always probably going to be on fire,
yeah.
and we'll
Mhm.
see.
I
Yeah.
agree with the crush. So let me continue. So like, let's say the way to the scheme usually against Kyrie, I was saying, is being physical, making sure it's not easy for him. So then, okay, if you do that, and then you try to trap Harden, then you have KD. There's no way to guard KD. You just hope he misses, right? That's the only way you guard him. Is there really?
Exactly.
There's no scheme against KD, right? I don't think I've seen one that worked.
Against KD, the only scheme is to put a big man on him, but even then, like you need a really good perimeter defending big, like Nikola Vucevic or something
Wait,
like
what
that.
if they run? What if a team just runs pure zone on them the whole time?
Yeah, that could work.
That could work.
Yeah.
But they're still offensive juggernauts, bro. Like they can pull up from anywhere and they'll still fucking make the shot.
No, but the thing with zone, they're
Yeah.
probably gonna be doubled every time they take a shot if they ISO it.
Yeah, but even when they're double, you still have James or Kyrie on the wings on the other side of the
But
floor.
Yeah,
have you
exactly.
seen where James has been sitting on the wings these days? He's sitting at the hash mark.
James is okay. Here's what I'm seeing from the games. James Harden is trying to be the like he's a lot more passive, and I like that. I like that. He's gonna average at least 20 points, 10 assists this season, type of year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
No,
So
the
I
zones.
think he's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue.
So I'm thinking Harden is gonna be the main passer. Kyrie's gonna handle the ball most of the time. Harden will be the one taking it up the court, and KD's just the person they kick it to, like as a bailout, or if they actually like need a quick bucket, or if they're like down a certain number of points.
I think a 2-2-1 zone could work. So like just
Yeah.
have
Two.
2-2-1. So it's just like rim protector and then two in the wings and two at top of the key.
That could work. That
That
could work.
Because like the zone, someone in the chat said like teams went zone on them, but that's the Heat zone. The Heat zone is 3-2. So like
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's a little different, but they'll probably switch it up to like some type of zone may work. But
Wait, Renee, let's answer some questions in the chat
yeah,
or
I
comments.
don't see any.
So
I just saw.
there's one. Bruce Brown was very big last night in the game. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, he definitely played a big impact. Uh, what do you think about this? There's a lot of chatter about Andre Drummond possibly getting bought out by the Cavs and signing with the Nets. What do y'all think
Okay,
about
first
that?
off, like, okay, if the Nets get Andre Drummond, like, screw the zone idea. He's just gonna kill the zone. They're unguardable at that point. Then,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the only piece
those
they need. They need a rim protector. That's it.
yeah.
Because their interior defense is garbage. If you actually watch the games, dude,
Oh yeah, yeah.
their
If you have
bigs are
Harden,
getting in
Kyrie, and
at
KD,
will.
anyone can drive in and like score on them, bro. And DeAndre Jordan's washed up, so like, yeah. But here's my
Dude,
thing.
they're literally. I'm watching the games and getting pissed off at their defense. Like they can't defend the paint for their life at all. It's so bad. Like big men just get into the paint so easily in the with their defense
Well,
right now.
Karsh, another thing.
Perimeter defense is kind of decent, but
Okay, the weakness to Andre
yeah.
Drummond is like, okay, the way if you want to use Andre Drummond effectively, you want to use pick and rolls, right? But if they're gonna Andre Drummond pick and roll like, a lot, right? They're just gonna trap the pick and roll every
I don't
time.
even care about Andre Drummond's points though, dude. I only need Andre Drummond for the rebounds and for the shot blocking and defense. That's
Yeah.
all I do not care about his points on this team.
Okay,
If I'm on this team,
but if they want to use Drummond like proper, okay, okay, if screw that, okay, if the zone idea doesn't work if Drummond's in there because he's gonna kill the zone, right? But like if you
exactly.
but if you can like surround there's ways to go around it, like, you know what I mean, like Drummond will, because because obviously the way they're running their offense, right, it's not pick and roll heavy, but it's just there's a lot of like screen stuff, and like usually in the playoffs you're not gonna really blow by people as much, so they do need the pick and roll. So like if they do bring Drummond up, they're just gonna trap it every time and just hope Drummond makes a play with his passing, and I think Drummond has improved as a passer to the point where he can kick it out to the 3-point shooters. I do like this idea. I just don't see why the Cavs would like buy him out. He's worth too much.
I don't think the Cavs would buy. That's the only thing I don't seem plausible. I don't think this is gonna happen because why would the Cavs buy him out at this point? They're in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Colin Sexton is blossoming right now. Andre Drummond isn't even that old, right? How old is he?
He's like
He's not.
he's been in the league a long time though, from memory. It's been like
Uh,
2011 is when he got
I don't
drafted,
know.
right?
Yeah, I think he got drafted in 2011. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's still in his 20s though, so should be fine.
I think
He
so.
is exactly 27 years old.
Yeah.
When was he
pretty
drafted?
He was drafted 2012.
12. Well, I was a year off, but yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, here's my thing with the Cavs. Like, okay, trade if you want to have Jaren Allen as your center of the future, right? Yeah, but yeah,
Mhm.
someone in the comments just said Jaren Allen has been great, so hopefully Cavs will buy out Drummond, I think. But like, here's the thing: you won't just buy out Drummond. Like, he's on his last year of his contract, I think, right?
His contract's hella expensive too.
So,
His contract's very expensive right now.
so to me, like, honestly, just take him for a playoff push and let him leave in free agency. Buy him out, like, they're that's not helping anyone but them. Like, letting Drummond go is going to make the Cavs worse, right? I'm back on stream, by the way.
It's not. I'm checking right now. I'm on the. Okay. Still nothing.
Wait for Mar to get you, I guess, and then.
Today, still nothing. Oh, there we go. We're in.
Okay, bet.
We're good. We're good.
We're good? Okay. Sorry guys.
I'm back.
Looks like the stream was glitched or something. I don't know what happened. I guess they said it's my internet problem, so if I'll take the L. But what I was talking about before we left off. So I think right now there's like 3 VODs on the Twitch thingy. So it's gonna be like the original 20-minute video, and then we're gonna add this one into the YouTube video. So don't worry about that. So right before you guys left off, I was talking about how I like the Kevin Love idea a little bit more than Andre Drummond, and my explanation for that is the teams can't run zone on them anymore if they have Kevin Love. Just because like Kevin Love is like
That's too many shooters, huh?
yeah, too many shooters.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's my thinking of it. What do you guys think about it?
Okay.
I forgot Kevin Love.
Honestly, I would rather just have like a very good defensive player. Honestly, because the defense is like abysmal right now. Like you can't run on that right now. The only thing, if they didn't have like, oh my god, if they didn't have such a good offense, they would be losing games by so much right now. It's crazy.
Well, that's what's winning them games right now. Like,
Yeah, their offense is the only thing that's winning them games right now. If they didn't have this offense, their defense, interior defense, teams will be feasting, especially the 76ers with Joel.
Yeah,
yeah.
someone
Yeah.
in the comments says like, okay, hey, Kevin Love makes the defense even worse. But here's the thing: there's no way to guard them with Kevin Love on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, I
So
think
you're just saying add offense and you're saying add offense instead of adding defense.
yeah, because I think defense is
And
a lost cause. That's just my thing.
But the thing
no,
is,
dude.
you
They
already
just need
have
a good center,
an
dude. Their
offense
perimeter
today.
defense is decent. It's not bad. Their perimeter defense is okay.
Yeah, I agree. Kevin
They
Love's
just
injury
need
prone.
they just need a good rim protector, bro.
Yeah, but Drummond's not your best guy for protecting your rim. The rim, by the way. Like he's not. He's good, but like he's not your like. If you want,
Who's the best guy? Who's
your
the
best
player
guy
that can
was
help this
Jared
team?
Allen for you guys, but you guys traded
Yeah,
him.
honestly.
um,
I mean, but like Drummond will still do a decent job, like better than
Yeah, Drummond will be
DeAndre.
fine, dude. I'd rather have Drummond than nothing right now.
And Durant's not that bad of a defender himself. Like literally, like a year ago where he got injured.
They're
Man,
playing Durant at the 5 in the fourth quarter, like
I like
last
that
night.
idea just because it's unguardable.
Yeah,
It's unguardable at that point. So,
yeah.
because like KD will take your five and destroy the dude. Like whoever your five is, like so bonus, you're done, bro. If KD regarding KD. But interior defense is right. I know I seen you you guys talking about how they're just driving into them, but the problem is do you want to be um like right now like there's no answer to a zone because like a zone is gonna stop them. It's gonna stop them. They're probably figure out a way to score, but it's just gonna be really hard. KD's 7'1", yeah, I know that, but I think I rather them just be unguardable offensively than them trying to fix something defensively that's just that might ruin the offense a little bit. Cause like with Drummond, like does he help or it makes it worse? That's the whole question here.
He's gonna help for sure. I'm telling. If they get a legitimate center, it's gonna help for sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Get them a legitimate center, and then
Because
fine.
you don't need any more offense. You have three of the best players in the league
I
right
don't
now.
think they need offense exactly. Like right now, they have all the offense in the world.
Yeah.
I really think the only thing they need is defense right now. But
Oh,
yeah, I mean Kevin Love wouldn't be a bad option, but I don't know. I'd rather have like a good defensive player,
mm.
right?
Yeah, but I feel like Kevin Love is a little bit more acquirable. That's all I think. Thinking my thinking in it
Yeah.
too, right? Because like let's be real, these guys don't have a first round pick until like 2027. That means the 11-year-olds, if there's anyone who's 11, that's when you guys could get drafted, right? So that you guys could be the next
Yeah.
Nets player
Same
in the
with the
first round.
Clippers.
Same with the Clippers too, yeah. And I think the Lakers is almost something like that too. I think they're 2025, but like, yeah. So like so the resources is very little, and like what Drummond brings, I feel like I heard Drummond's trade value is on an all-time high at this moment. He's not gonna get traded for the garbage he got traded last time. What was it? It was like
Last time was such a bad, like such a good trade for the Cavs. Like
yeah,
it
I
was
think we
crazy.
were talking about how the Cavs fleeced the Pistons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now
that was.
his um if you NBA mystery. If you can't stop on offense, but on the defensive end you're trash, the offense win the championship or bringing in defense. I'm not sure.
Defense wins championships.
At the end of the day, we know that if you can play defense and score it with the best of them, you will win the game. Like if you, I don't think we've seen like a juggernaut team just that can only score win the game, like win the championship that quick, that
I feel
easily.
like if you have I feel like if you have a good offense and a decent defense, is better than having a decent offense and a good defense.
Yeah, I agree with that too, system.
I
Yeah,
still prefer offense over defense, but like having a decent defense does not hurt you at all.
yeah. Right now, I don't think. Okay, how much you think Drummond's gonna hurt the offense?
Not really, because DeAndre's not doing that much either. He's probably going to help you with all the rebounds
Yeah,
he can do.
Drummond's just gonna. Well, once in a while, he's gonna hit a couple of dunks, maybe hit a shot from inside the paint. But the main reason you want him is to grab those offensive and defensive rebounds for you. Maybe get a couple blocks as well. That's all. That's all the Nets need right now. Kevin Love, on the other hand, he won't provide like he'll provide defense for sure. This is the height, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I if the Nets were supposed to get someone from the Cavs, I would definitely take Drummond over Love.
Me too.
Yeah,
Is there any other options like that would be a little bit more
that's
easier?
what I'm thinking. There's like some sleeper option.
Like, would they be able
Um,
to acquire like? Wait, where does Dwayne Dedman play these days?
Huh?
Where does Dwayne
Wayne
Dedman?
Tedman.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that name in like 5 years. Wayne Tedman.
he's just like DeAndre Jordan,
Is
but he can
he,
shoot
is he
threes.
Yeah, perfect play with Serge Ibaka.
Yeah.
That's what one of the comments is saying right now. The
Like
chat.
first off, they had no cap space to get even either. They probably could have got Serge Ibaka, but not Jeremy Grant. But um yeah. Now enough talk about the Nets. I think we spent like over 25 minutes on the Nets. Another team people were we needed to talk about more is the Wizards and the
Bradley Beal?
Bradley Bill situation. So
Bradley Beal looks like he wants to stay apparently.
Dwayne Dedman plays for the Hawks. Okay, okay. Yeah. So
As
the
much as Stadium could say, bro, like it's getting tough. Like imagine having 10 40-point games and losing every single game.
I know, right?
And you score over 40. Like there's not much more you could do for that team.
Yep, yep. I think
That team
Well,
on paper team does look decent. With like Russell at the one and Bradley Beal at the two.
on
It's
paper
not like a bad looking
on
team.
paper, I think I told Akash this a while ago. I don't know if I said it on a video or a live stream though. I did say the Wizards have a good chance of being like the fifth seed because I thought on paper it looked really
bro,
good. The team.
when you said that, I was like, what the hell?
Okay, not like the 50, but like could definitely like compete
No,
for
not even playoffs, dude.
like the playing spot.
Okay, yeah, maybe play in spot. Maybe
Having two
10th or 10th.
superstars on your team is should propel you to like the 8 seed or the 9 seed.
Yeah,
Nah.
but Westbrook is
Right
not
now, if they
playing
were
good.
to trade, if they were to trade Bradley Beal, like who would get him anyway? The Clippers is like an amazing option,
Bro,
or the
who
Lakers.
won? Like,
But
first off, what trade value does the Clippers have? They don't have a first round pick
I
until
know that's the
2027
main question.
either.
The only thing that the Lakers can give is Kuzma. Who can the Clippers give?
The
Let's see.
Clippers don't have a first round pick until 2027 either.
They can give up their 11-year-old players right now. Like they can give up their 2028 first round picks.
Wait, remember the Stephian rule is in place, so like they can only give up 2029. So the 8-year-olds or 9-year-olds.
Oh yeah, yeah, they can give those up right now.
But what if he just joins the Rockets, bro? Like, back with normal.
That
There
would
was
be
one.
nice actually.
That
There
is
was one
That
meme
possible.
makes
actually
sense. Like
where
if
there was one meme
Victor
actually where like
Oladipo, Victor
yeah,
Oladipo.
but there was one meme where like it was John Wall and Russell Westbrook arguing with like their first game against each other, and Bradley Beal was just looking at Russell Westbrook like
They
next
have
to
to keep Christian Wood though. If they do that, they
I
got
think
to.
the Wizards will want to have Christian Wood in that type of deal, though.
Yeah, that's a. If they can finesse that without giving up Christian Wood, that's a good deal right there. I would give up. I would honestly give up Oladipo, Tucker. I don't know who else.
I think Tucker's wanted out of
Maybe
they're
not
Houston,
PJ
right?
Tucker. Yeah.
they have DeMarcus on that team as well.
No, no, I'd keep DeMarcus for defense.
No, yeah. Someone said Christian Wood should be
Yeah,
untouchable.
Christian Wood is untouchable. Right?
Yeah. He should be
Yeah,
untouchable.
honestly, he is.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a big part of their future right now,
Yeah, yeah.
at
Tucker
least
doesn't
for
want
the
to play in
next
Houston.
five
Yeah.
years.
Um, yeah, I like
Yeah.
Bradley Beal to the Nuggets because they still have all their players and first round picks.
Yeah, they actually have a good chance of trading
Yeah.
for him. Like Gary Harris, they can give up
Also,
some
another
stuff
thing
like
why the
that.
reason I haven't talked about the Celtics trading for Bradley Beal because the Celtics won't trade for a superstar. They'll just do whatever they want. The biggest what ifs ever is Celtics not trading for Anthony Davis, Paul George, or Jimmy Butler.
Even yeah.
They pulled the trigger on Kyrie. Look how that turned out. I don't think they're gonna trade for a superstar anymore.
Nah.
Um, what other teams could go for Bradley Beal? Lakers and Clippers won't happen. They don't have anything to give to the Wizards. And Beal said the Wizards said they don't want to trade Beal to a team that he doesn't want to go to. Apparently,
Yeah.
so like I heard the Pelicans is an option, but like what? Why would Beal want to go to the Pelicans? They're like the Wizards right now. Like
Yo, what is that trade with Lonzo for Kelly Oubre? I don't like that at all.
neither do I.
I do
No,
not like
Is there any
that trade.
other options for Bradley Beal other than Nuggets
I
that seem
don't
good?
like that trade.
I actually like the
I don't know.
Pelicans.
They'll just give up Gary Harris and like some other dude, I guess.
I actually like the Pelicans because I feel like he could lead that young group to like a
Yeah,
playoff.
the Pelicans is a better situation than the Wizards right now. Zion and
Yeah,
Beal, and
because the Pelicans
Oh,
don't have
oh,
that.
hey, yo,
Lonzo
yo.
in that.
Someone said Bradley Beal to the Heat. That was someone I was forgetting. Yeah, that's a possibility
Oh
too.
yeah, that's the best one
Yeah.
right there.
Oh, did
The
you see?
Heat.
Someone said the Heat are not gonna make the playoffs this year. Who was it?
Who said that?
Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce.
I don't
No,
know.
okay, they'll like be like the
He's
sixth
still
seed.
mad at LeBron, bro, for
Yeah.
some reason.
Zion isn't is making the team worse. That
Uh,
still matters. Zion's defense is a dumpster fire. Is Zion bad in defense?
yeah,
Is he actually?
you'll get the occasional blocks, right?
Yeah.
But
Is he getting blown by
that's
a
a.
lot or what? Is that the deal?
I've been watching their games. I don't know.
I don't watch that many Pelicans games. Not gonna lie,
To be honest, I haven't
but
watched a lot of games this year, so I don't know if Zion's defense. I know Zion's shooting is a problem from what I heard. Like him, they're just backing off him all the time, and he just powers through sometimes. But sometimes they get offensive fouls and stuff like that. I heard.
he's playing good though. He's having a decent season. He's not bad, but he's
Duke.
having an
Here's the
okay
thing,
season.
Duke Zion's like what Zion we're seeing right now is Duke Zion. Like there's nothing else you can say. It's just he's in a league with grown men now. He's not with little kids anymore. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But he's also young. He'll go into it. Just give him some time.
Yeah, give him some time. I think like I like the idea of Ingram, Zion, and Beal. You trade away whoever else is young, and then you have a playoff team. I just don't like.
So
Yep,
like Josh Hart, Lonzo.
Lonzo, Eric Bledsoe to make contracts work probably, and then a couple first round picks, and you got a deal.
Oh shoot, looks like Mono just joined the stream. Say what's up.
What's up, Manav?
Hey guys, sorry I was running a little late. What's up, man?
Yeah,
How are y'all doing?
we're doing good. Say hi to everyone in chat. Say hi to Manav.
Hey
Akarsh,
guys.
Akarsh, are you still staying? I know you had.
I'm gonna leave in like a couple minutes, but
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Here's a stat. Zion allowed players to shoot 77% from the field. Oh,
Yikes.
yikes. That's an interesting one. But like, is that like? I feel like that's kind of like a little bit. There's too many variables to it. You know what I mean? Like, it could be like someone get like a random like, because that's when someone attempts to take a shot on when Zion's guarding them, right? So like, do a
Hmm.
lot of people take shots on Zion, or whenever they take a shot, they'll hit it? So like, what percentage of the team shooting is on the Zion when he's on the floor? That would give more story to that idea of like, okay, let's say right now you're saying people shoot 77% from the field when they're guarded by Zion, right? But how many shots is that really?
Good point.
I don't know, but
Yeah, it's, Andrew Wiggins is
77% is still a lot.
yeah, that is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta take in the fact that 77 is quite a bit. You can't just ignore that.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bet. Of course, you have anything else you want to talk about before you have to go?
I
We
guess
all
I'll just finish. I'll just say my All Star selections and
Sure.
then.
Sure. Okay. Me and Harsh will do it live after Karsh talks about his. And Marv, you will do it live too with us. All star selections.
Alright, cool. I'm down with that.
Okay. Karsh,
I.
go explain yours.
Yeah, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Okay.
All right. So for my All Star team for the West, I got for the guards I got Curry and Luca. Then for the front court I got a LeBron, Jokic, and Kawhi. Then for the East guards, I got Kyrie and Bradley Beal. Then for the front court, I got Durant, Giannis, and Embiid. I really wanted to put James Harden, but Beal, I couldn't ignore what he was doing, averaging leading the NBA in points per game. So I had to put Beal over there. But yeah,
Yeah, I heard your list. It sounds pretty good. I think. Did you put Jokic? Who's your center on the West
what do you
side?
think? Would you put Harden or Beal?
I would.
Beal.
I would put Beal
You,
this season.
you
Yeah.
yeah.
But this is starters,
No.
right? Harden's gonna come off the All Star bench most likely.
Harden's still gonna be an All Star,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you have Curry,
I
Luke.
would put
Well,
Beal.
I wouldn't. Would anyone take Luca's spot in the West? No, and Curry's fine.
No, no,
LeBron's
no.
fine. You said who's your power forward and center for the West again?
My power forward and center, Jokic and well, my front court is LeBron, Jokic, and Kawhi for West.
Okay, and your East is again what?
Durant, Giannis, and Embiid.
And your backcourt for the East.
Kyrie and Beal.
Okay, cool. Okay, mine's gonna be a little bit different than that, but yeah, I think Akarsh had a really strong list. I think who do you think is gonna be the captains on each side? I think LeBron's leading the West right now. I don't know about the
Probably
East.
just gonna be
LeBron and
LeBron
Giannis
and
probably.
KD. LeBron
KD,
and KD.
Brown and KD probably.
Okay. By the way, for the person in the comments, we're not saying that Beal is better than Harden. Right now, this season, he's leading the NBA in points per game, so he has to be an All-Star starter.
He's
There's
also
no
leading
way
in
you can
total
ignore
points
that.
too. So you played the most games too.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Not saying that Beal is better than Harden because that's definitely not true.
yeah. Okay. Me,
Yeah.
Harsh, and Mono will now do this live. Did you guys get the link I sent to you guys for the All Star
Yeah.
voting?
Yeah, I just got him in.
Alright, bet. Okay, so let's start with the West side. Let's start with the guards. Okay.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm
thanks,
leaving.
Akarsh, for coming.
I see it, Karsh.
All right, see you.
See ya.
Thanks for
Bye.
coming, bro.
Okay, are you guys on West guard right now?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think my first choice is obviously gonna be Curry for West guard, first one. Okay, and then I need to pick a second guard too. Okay.
I
On
was debating between Luca and Damian.
me too. Do you know? I think they're both. I think. I think Luca's not hasn't been as good as he was last year. Last year was like a 30-point triple double almost. So like I think Damian been good, but I wanted to. Usually what I do in my All Star picks, sometimes I'll pick the obvious one. Sometimes I'll also do some player that deserves attention, right? So like I'm gonna go down and vote Donovan Mitchell as my other pick.
As your starter?
Yeah, no, because I just wanted to give like other players attention. I'm not really like I don't think Donovan Mitchell will be an All-Star starter. Just like who I think been the best in their position, who's been their best. And Donovan Mitchell and the Jazz are on an 11-game winning streak, and he's the reason why, right? So I like that.
Mhm.
I like that thinking. Who do you guys pick for your two slots on the West?
Um, pick Luca and Steph just because Luca's basically averaging a triple double.
And Monov,
I had Lillard and Curry.
Lillard, and Curry. I bet. What do you have a reason why you pick Lillard over Luca?
Honestly, no. I just like Lillard better than Luca.
Okay, bet. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the. You want to do front court for the West, or you want to go to the East back guards?
I'll go front court for the West.
All right.
Yeah, let's go West.
Okay, so LeBron's obvious, and then Jokic is obvious. So now I'm gonna give a I'm gonna give like a shout out to someone who deserves it. Bruh, what are these options? Okay, Paul George. Okay, I got my three. Do you guys get your three?
I got LeBron, Jokic, and it was either between. Would I give it to Anthony? No, Anthony's not been doing that much. It was either between Kawhi, Paul George, or a sleeper Christian Wood.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, obviously he's not like an all-star starter type of player, but man's been playing insane.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will go with. I'm just gonna go with Kawhi.
Yeah.
Just makes the most
So
sense.
my three were LeBron, obvious. LeBron's my favorite player. I have Jokic on center. I don't think anyone else on that center position has really been all-star level, like all-star starter level, or they deserve a shout out, to be honest. And I put Paul George. He's been playing MVP like this year, but we know that's not gonna happen in the playoffs. But yeah, he's been playing really good. Mono, who's your three?
Pretty much similar to you guys. I had LeBron, Kawhi, and then Jokic at center.
I bet. Now let's move on to the East. Uh, let's go. So I'm gonna go Jalen Brown as All-Star starter, and
Uh, I'm voting Jalen Brown and Bradley Beal. I'm not putting Kyrie as my starter.
I'm voting Colin Sexton. Okay. So for the guards in the East, I just went for shoutouts pretty much. I went Jalen Brown, unbelievable this year, and I went Colin Sexton, who's also been really, really good for this Cavs this year. Manu, who's your two?
I had Bradley, Beal, and Zach Levine.
Oh, that's also a good shout. Zach Levine
I
too.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Now,
went with Jalen Brown just because he's a Celtic.
yeah. I think Jalen Brown's been like really like an almost superstar, and Colin Sexton's been leading those Cavs, and the Cavs have a place in my heart always. So that's why he's there.
Mhm.
Front court now. Okay. I
Mm.
do want to go too obvious here. No, I'm just gonna go like non-obvious. You know what I mean?
I mean, backcourt. I mean, not backcourt. The front court for the East should be really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can automatically get rid of Jason Tatum. I don't think.
Not in.
Wait, wait. Okay. So here's the thing. Okay. So my three, only one of them is the obvious one. I didn't choose KD or Giannis because like this is gonna be too quick. So I just wanted to choose a couple players who I believe will be all stars or they deserve shoutouts a little bit. So if you guys want to
Mhm.
go full obvious, that's chill with me. But like, try to see if you can scroll down. There's some players there.
Um, yeah, I'm going through all of them.
Harsh of you.
If we're not going obvious, I would give it to. Who would I give it to?
I'd give it a Drummond.
Okay.
I'd give it to Jeremy Grant. He's been playing insane.
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant, Julius Randle, and
Oh, Randall's a good one.
what's his name? Where is it? Where is he at?
Which one?
Uh, Demontis Sabonis. There he
Nice,
is.
nice. So the three I'm voting right now is Embiid is my pick because he's been playing like the MVP of the league so far. I think he has a chance to win the award. It'll be really good if he wins. Yeah. We have I got Jeremy Grant as my shout out, and I got Gordon Hayward as my other shout out too. So usually I would obviously Giannis and Durant are probably gonna take their spots in the starters, but I think those two can make the All Star bench. Jeremy Grant has been really great this season, and Gordon Hayward's having like a comeback type year, right? So
Mhm.
I think people weren't expecting Jeremy Grant. I think I kind of expected it because like when you thought about the Pistons, I don't think Blake has been himself in a while, and and I think Jeremy
Yeah.
Grant was just he. The reason he said he signed there is because he wanted a bigger offensive role. So like that, I kind of guessed that he's gonna play out of his mind. And then Gordon Hayward's having like his it's its own team now, right? So that's why he's been really good. Someone in the chat said, "What
Yeah.
about Christian Wood?" Christian Wood's on the west side. I think Harsh said he gave him shout out for the center
I
spot.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't think he will get the starter position, but like he definitely be an all star. He should be an all star.
he should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's us doing our all star things. Now, since me and Harsh are here, we can talk a little bit football. You know, Super Bowl is coming up. We should talk about the matchups and talk about things we saw last week. I know we on our channel we stopped like making those football reviews. That's now we're gonna spend time in our streams to do it. Like this time, usually it should be in the beginning of the streams. This time we decided to move it to the back end of the stream. We'll talk a little bit about the Super Bowl and stuff like that. So someone in the chat said they're for what they voted for. Wait, what? So they voted Victor Oladipo and like Bradley Beal for their some of their guard spots for their All Star thing. Nice. So the Super Bowl. So we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Harsh, your predictions. And who would you and
Uh,
what's the spread you would bet it on too? Do you know how the betting works too?
yeah.
Okay.
But see, I know we shouldn't bet against Tom Brady, but I just think Patrick Mahomes is like going to be like the best player of all time. So I'm gonna pick the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What's the spread? What are you thinking?
I don't know that one. See, that's hard because I don't want to bet against Tom Brady, but that juggernaut offense, bro.
Man, honestly, I
Mm,
gotta go with Buccaneers just because of Tom Brady.
Would you would
Like straight, I'm literally just a Brady fan.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll talk about the matchup a little bit more. The way I understand it is the Buccaneers defense is they play like their offense a lot too. They always try to go for the turnovers, big plays, and everything like that. I say if they can turn over Mahomes twice, then I see the Buccaneers winning. They could do it twice. I think it's you're not gonna get four turnovers. How many turnovers they have on Aaron Rodgers? Two, right? So like they have like at least two turnovers and they score every time off it, and they can score on their own drives too. I think they have a chance. Like I see this going like what 30, like in the 30s, and I would say I would take the Bucks minus what -2, -3. I don't remember. Kind of forget how spreads work a little bit, but like um yeah, I'll talk about the Tom Brady and during the Green Bay Packers game. But like I think if the defense can show up like has it how it has been the last few games, then yes, I do think they have a chance to win it. So that they do need to turn over the ball twice though, at least twice. If you turn over once, it might not be that big of a deal. But if you get it twice, it should be good. Like you don't need to pick Mahomes off. You just need to get like a fumble or a strip sack, something like that, and you should be good. I think as long as create a the defense will get any of those, it should be good. And then offensively, the Chiefs' defense is really underrated too. And the reason why they're good is because they put so much their offense puts so much pressure on teams. It's like the teams have so much like a fear playing against the Chiefs defense because like the offensive pressure the Chiefs hold, it lets the Chiefs defense to fly roam and get turnovers too. So like Chiefs defense is going to be really hard to deal with too. But there's ways around it. I think both teams will run man defense too. I think numbers wise, it's just running man is just better for both teams. It's the Bucks this year in the playoffs, they just been running man, and that's what been getting turnovers and causing all the problems the defense has. To other teams this year, so just run man. Play two safeties all game most of the time because you gotta guard Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey. Let you can you're not gonna be able to take both of them out. That's the only problem with this. The
Yeah.
but if you can, I would say you let you can play man the whole time. Double Tyreek Hill, double Travis Kelsey. Whatever happens, happens. Let Mahomes like throw it short field most of the time. Then we can so if he get remove his first and second option, which is Hill and Kelsey, then you have a chance. And then offensively for the Bucks, take your shots. Like what they did against Green Bay, take your shots. Like someone in the chat said like, "Oh, Brady got intercepted 3 times." The reason why he's throwing it deep like that is because that's what won them the game, right? If Brady was playing conservative, they probably wouldn't have beaten Green Bay because they probably would have got stopped somewhere here and there. But because of he
They have good offensive options.
who what?
Like the Buccaneers have Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Rob Gronkowski,
Yeah,
and Leonard Fournette. Like it's going to be an offensive game.
yeah, it's offensive game here. Yeah,
It's just this game's going to be about whose defense steps up, and think that the Chiefs had like a very underrated defense, and they're just going to pull it off.
yeah, especially with the Chiefs, they blitz, but the blitzing is off the cornerbacks and safeties a lot of the time, right? Like so, they do when they blitz, it's like usually a cornerback or a safety will come down. Like Ladarius Sneed has been like an MVP of this Chiefs defense this year, and Tyrann Matthew has always been really good, right? So that's that will help, but I think really depends on who can get the turnovers. If Brady throws 3 picks, they're probably gonna lose the game, but like I think they'll probably try to be a little bit more conservative. And this secondary is not Green Bay secondary. Let's not get here. So Green Bay secondary is like the best in the league, or right behind the Rams. They have like 2 great safeties. They don't have any corner except Jazier that's good, but like that their safeties are really good, and Jazier is like a lockdown corner and probably the best in the league. He doesn't get exposed like Jalen Ramsey does, so that happens. What else on this matchup that'll help? Like, who do you think? Like, do you think Clyde Edwards-Helaire will have a good running game if they play 2 safeties all game? Cause like,
Unfortunately, Harsh had to leave
oh, he said that.
because yeah, he had a class, so he had to go. He just left.
Oh, he just left. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I'm not too much of a football fanatic to know that much, but you can continue on.
I'll continue a little
Honestly,
bit.
I think it will be interesting though.
Yeah.
It'll be an interesting lead up to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit, and me and Monica will talk about some things, and we'll end the stream, right? So what I mean is like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Monica, try to understand what I'm talking about here, and then you ask me if you have any questions.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay, so Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a running back, right? You know what a running back is, right? Please.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm not that stupid.
Do you know what safeties are?
Yeah.
Okay, so when a team plays 2 safeties, the safeties will be on the far side, right? What the Chiefs do is
Yeah.
when they have 2 safeties, because they have 2 really good receiving threats, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey, right? Do you know who they
Mhm.
are?
Not off the top of my head,
Okay,
but it's
just
okay.
know that like they're really,
I can
really,
I can follow. I can follow.
they're really, really good. That's all you need to know, right? They
Yeah.
try to
All
double
right.
team them with the safeties, right? The safeties and the corners, right? You know what
Yeah.
cornerbacks are?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so when the Chiefs see they have two when so usually teams can play with one safety or two safeties, right? So when they're playing with two
yeah.
safeties, that's when the Chiefs run the ball and they have a lot of success because can only have a limited amount of players on the floor on defense, right? You can have 12. So if you're having two safeties, that means 10 players will have the so five of them will be on the offensive line and the other they'll be linebackers and stuff like that. So there's two safeties that allow them to run because there's not gonna be as many people in the running area because the safeties are gonna follow the wide receivers. You know, you
Oh,
understand?
okay.
You understand that, right? Do you have any?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
so when they see two safeties, they like to run it because they can get easy and quick yards. Because safeties are already in the back, and safeties are usually the ones who will get the tackles, or sometimes linebackers will, right? So if they play two safety,
Hmm.
the Chiefs had a lot of success just running the ball through teams, and they're so good at passing the ball that like if the run game's going on, and they're pretty much gonna win almost every time like that, right?
Yeah.
So if they have both facets of the game. But the thing with the Buccaneers, they can stop the run and have two safeties playing every time. Team, Teams in the league cannot do that, right? There's only a few teams that can stop the run and have two safeties. The Buccaneers have like the best like run defense in the league, so that's why they can do that. So that's why the Chiefs won't be able to run the ball, and it just depends on how good the Buccaneers can guard the passing game. You understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. While on the other hand, the Chiefs defense plays with they're opportunistic. So they want to get pressure on the offense because they're the Chiefs offense is like best of all time almost, right? So like you
Hmm.
because of that, like teams need a score, right? Like so they'll try to do crazy stuff and the Chiefs defense will just be opportunistic and get the turnovers and stuff they needed, right? Because
Yeah.
teams are playing with this like extra factor saying if we give up the ball now, the Chiefs are going to score right back on us.
Oh,
So
okay.
so that's why like the Chiefs defense is really underrated because they just have a bunch of playmakers that will do a lot of different things and it'll stop teams and because teams have extra pressure because they know the Chiefs offense might just score on them again, right? They're probably this might be their best bet of getting the game closer than it should be, right? They put some pressure on the other team. But usually like the way this game is gonna go is like Mono, when you're watching it, don't watch the quarterback necessarily.
Mhm.
Watch what's happening on the receiver's end. That's when
Yeah, I don't worry. I watched the whole field. Yeah.
yeah, when you just watch where the ball is being thrown at and where is it going. So like the way the Buccaneers will win is take their shots. Per, please do not. Tom Brady does not get sacked at all. If he's in a clean pocket, he should be fine. He won't throw interceptions. And other than that, I think the Buccaneers have a really good chance. I would. Here's the thing: you don't ever bet against Brady. So if you do, like, you're you're gonna be wide away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also
Yeah.
think
I'm pretty biased towards them, so I can't.
yeah. Also, if the game does get kind of out of hand, I do give Tom Brady a good chance. It's never over until it's over. If you have Tom Brady on your team, right? So I
Yeah,
think
that's true. See, because he always plays until the end,
yeah.
so it's
So
very
like,
interesting to see
let's
how
say
it
the
goes.
Chiefs get on an early lead. Let's say it's 2010, right? Amount of like don't I don't think you
Yeah.
would at that point the Chiefs will try like they'll play it safe. They don't really care. This is Super Bowl. They have pressure on them and stuff like that, right? That's when Tom Brady will hit them the hardest, right? And he'll probably win the game at the end. So they have to
Hmm.
the Chiefs must be aggressive. They must be looking to score every possession down. They cannot be playing safe here because that's when it's gonna be really hard for them to win the games. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a really fun Super Bowl. I think I'm gonna enjoy it a lot. I think both teams are really, really good. They deserve to be here. The Buccaneers defense played their mind out in the last couple games. Hopefully, they can do it one more time for the win, and then there'll be Super Bowl championships. The first home Super Bowl championship too. So like they're playing in their own stadium. Usually Super Bowl games happen in different stadiums, right? Like, but
Yeah.
this is the first time where it's actually happening in one of the team stadiums that made the
Oh,
Super
okay,
Bowl.
cool.
That's so cool. So, Buccaneers are going back home. They're going to play at home. They have the home crowd advantage
Oh,
too.
home court advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really good game. Really good game. I think this is gonna be a Super Bowl to remember because we have the goat Tom Brady and we have the young goat coming for Tom Brady because this dude Mahomes will end up probably the best player ever. But this is Tom Brady's chance to like widen the gap a little bit. Because you like Mahomes is in his prime, right? And we all can say that Brady's not in his prime. Let's say Brady non-prime beats Mahomes in his prime. That's like something Brady will always have over Mahomes.
Yeah, that's just legendary then.
That
If
that's
he gets
legendary.
that.
Yeah, And also the quarterbacks Brady went through this season. He beat Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, and he beats Mahomes. This is like the greatest playoff run almost ever. Too. I don't know much history about football. Like I only got into like understanding the game of football like this season. I know a lot of current players, but me on the history of the game, don't ask me anything about it. I won't know much like stories from beforehand. But all I know, I understand the teams. I understand the players. I know the players on each team. Hopefully each game goes really hopefully the game goes well, and I think this will be a good one. We'll see goat versus young goat and see who wins. um Mono, do you want to talk about the Super Bowl from your perspective, what you're gonna look at and stuff like that real quick?
Honestly, I haven't been informed with most of the news at all. I've been very out of football news recently, so I don't know too much about the Super Bowl. But it's just like the whole like Brady, at least from his past years, he like even like the game could be going one way, and near the end it could be going an entirely different way. And like even down to like the last quarter, like the last 5 minutes, like so much has happened. The number of times I remember there was one Super Bowl that Brady went into all overtime as well, and he was able to turn that around. So it's definitely interesting to see how this is going to go because I know the Chiefs are good defense wise, and they're going to be going for every opportunity they get. Brady has choked in the past in Super Bowl moments, so we got to factor that into play too. So I think it definitely will be extremely eventful.
Yeah, I agree too. And usually the Super Bowl experience, just watching it, like with the ads, being with your family and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's it.
Yeah,
It's just a different level of hype.
yeah. So I think I think watch it just for the fun of it. You don't really need to analyze it. That's whatever. We'll watch it. We'll talk about the analysis afterwards. To me, I'm not watching that game to analyze what's happening. I'm watching it for the thrill of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Analysis is always post.
Always post usually what I do to understand football is like when I watch the game, I watch it like as a casual viewer. I'm not like really looking at defenses and just figuring stuff out. I don't look at the quarterback. I just look at the field most of the time because I to see if I can see if I read things. But usually I watch analysis after it and then I give my own opinions on what actually happened. But I think it's gonna be a good Super Bowl. This is gonna be this is gonna be a good one for a long time too. Like people are gonna probably talk about this one for a while. Hopefully it's not a blowout. That would kind of suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's like old blood versus new blood.
Yeah. Monav, do you have anything else? It doesn't have to be football. You want to talk about NBA, any other sports, anything? We can honestly talk about anything, to be honest. Like it doesn't even have to be sports. If you got anything interesting you want to talk about.
Honestly, not too much, man. I
All right.
mean, there's a lot going on country wise, but
Country
yeah,
wise, yeah. Yeah. Let's
and
see.
economic wise with
Okay.
GameStop's shares, AMC, Naked, what else? BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Shoot,
That whole
I
incident's
I
really
think I
interesting.
missed something.
That whole incident is really interesting. Here's the thing: I don't have enough knowledge on it to comment on what actually is happening. All I know is just interesting. I think it's gonna change how trading will happen for years to come. Honestly, when when
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
Basically, what happened, the background was before that was basically there's this like subreddit called Wall Street Bets, and but what happened was everyone like Wall Street Bets is like a huge subreddit, right? So they all got together and they were like they're gonna invest in such companies: GameStop, AMC, Naked, Snapchat. Um, Shoot, I'm missing a couple, but it's okay. So those were like BlackBerry as well. Those were the ones off the top of my head. Like and BlackBerry, as you know, is pretty much a dead company. Like it was known before for its like phones, but after like Apple, Android, everyone took over. They still have like a couple of products, but they're not that common, and they shifted more into software based products, and it's kind of like a dying company. The stocks are super low, and once people started investing in that, it shot up in an insane amount. Although it was like temporary, it was still like a lot. And GameStop is basically going to the moon per se, and what that means is like shooting up really high, and it became like so much because everyone was like first time investors or whatever. They saw GameStop going up and they started investing through like Robinhood and other platforms. So to the point where like Robinhood just closed off trading for GameStop.
Is that legal?
So
I don't understand if that's legal or not.
technically, yes, but at the same time, no. Basically, like public opinion states no, but technically it is because they were able to find like a loophole. So and they make it work. But yeah,
Isn't that
like
problem for the com-
basically everyone.
Isn't that like a big
the
problem for the
company.
company in the long run? Because like if they do this stuff, like people are gonna move to different platforms, right? Like what's who wants to?
For Robinhood, yeah, Robinhood's like been controversial just because it's been known as a scam. This like a lot of this stuff happens, and now with GameStop, I think they're closing off partial stocks as well, I think. Or that might be something else, never mind. But yeah, so now you can't trade in the US for GameStop, but GameStop is still shooting up. And I think like other countries, because GameStop is like international, other countries are able to trade GameStop's stock on Robinhood, which is also an issue. So everyone's like worldwide is now trying to put all their money in GameStop right now.
Wait, can you like use
So
VN to change location and trade for GameStop stocks?
I mean, yeah, you can like connect you so like I guess if you have someone else outside of the country invested for you and then like trust them to send you the funds back, it could work.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
what's like
it's not
what's the
recommended.
end
Don't
goal of this trading? Like, like they just want GameStop to go like so expensive or what? What?
honestly, it was just millennials and Gen Zs, like just sort of like a troll type thing. But then it got to the point where like so many people got together that it's shooting up a crazy amount. So they're technically they didn't go into this with the end goal. The end goal was basically to make money, and technically they are making money. But because of like most of the traders are like first time traders, they're not like too experienced, so they use platforms such as Robinhood, right?
Yeah.
And Robinhood's like one of the main ones for like mobile trading. But then because Robinhood did close it off, it's not. It's like an issue because now everyone because you can't like technically you can't buy more. So or I'm not sure if you can buy more or not, but I just know that you can't buy new stocks. That's for sure. If you haven't already owned, I'm pretty sure you can't buy more. But like so now everyone because you can't buy more stocks, they're like they're selling it right now while it's going higher because they just want the quick money because they don't have any guarantee that they might get the money later on. So, and at the same time, like everyone, and like the other half of the side is like, oh, don't sell right now because it's going up, and this is just Robinhood making money off of you short selling. If you hold it, you'll be able to make a lot more money. So it's like split, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I kind of understand that. So that's really interesting. I don't have like too much experience in like the stock selling and stuff. Like I understand what Amana was telling, but
Neither do I. Don't worry. I've
yeah,
just been researching a lot because of this incident.
it's really interesting. But like so this Robinhood's a platform people trade stocks in, right? So like can
Yeah,
like
mobile app.
let's say like our government can they step in and say, hey Robinhood, you can't stop people from buying more stock? Can our government do that or not?
I'm honestly not sure.
Mm, okay.
I don't know enough about the laws on that. But the thing is, there are because it is like a mobile app and everything. At the same time, like through they're able to like, use a bunch of loopholes and stuff to get it to work, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like technically it's like the whole thing is like it's like a commission-free trading app. And like I think they people were so pissed with Robinhood that they were trying to get it removed from like the App Store and the Play Store. And I know like at least Play Store wise, Google had to remove like at least for had to remove a bunch of one-star reviews because they got to the point where that so many people spam one-star reviews because they were pissed at them for taking off GameStop that it like reached like a one like a less than one-star rating on the Play Store. So Google had to remove reviews so they could keep the app on it. Like I think they reached it to like what, like 260,000 plus reviews, and then it was one star, and then now they removed it and it's at 183K
Wait,
and at
why
4.4
does Google
stars.
care if it's on that? It's if it's in the Play Store.
Because like even though people are still mad, Robinhood is a key app in trading. And while like yeah, some people like argue that it is sort of like a scam and like not to trust it or whatever, and that's been controversial. At the same time, a lot of people do make money off of it, and they still do use it. So it is a big platform, and I'm sure like Google has some sort of like deal with Robinhood, like just because they're like hosting the app. So it's
Mm.
probably like some like inner deal as well. They're probably profiting in some way.
Interesting, interesting.
But yeah,
I don't think we both can say much more on the topic. It's just interesting for Mono to
yeah.
talk about it. You got anything else you want to talk about? And then we'll end the stream in like 5 6 minutes.
Nope,
Nothing.
I
Um.
don't really, man. What about you?
Yeah, I'm just thinking just generally and thinking a little bit in sports wise too. Um. What do you think of sports just calling it a stop right now with the all the pandemic issues going on? What like just calling for a stop and just like let's say for the NBA it's been a big problem. I think NFL just play the Super Bowl and call it a day. I don't think anyone's gonna get the virus. And I hope
Are the
no.
Super Bowl taking in like actual attendees this time?
It's gonna be like
Like,
seven. I heard it's like 7,500 vaccinated workers are gonna come in and like 14,000 fans.
okay.
Yeah, so that's what
Yeah,
the
but then again, that's also a risk.
yeah, yeah, that's a risk. And then what else? But okay, never mind the Super Bowl because that's gonna happen regardless. What I'm talking about is the NBA season because of like this, like I don't know how many games you watched this season, Mono, but like, don't you get it? Don't you think it's kind of annoying? Like, okay, these restrictions are so like strict that like people can't exchange jerseys. They can't like hug each other after the game, even though they're playing for 48 minutes, like getting it all each other's faces, right? They can't do anything, and then players are just getting like, okay, one small slip up, right? Like, they're screwed for 2 weeks. They can't play for 2 weeks and they come back. Like Jimmy Butler, I don't know where he went. I don't think he got the virus necessarily.
Honestly, I don't think that it's too strict. I think it's perfect because at the same time, look at the number of cases that they've gotten. There haven't been much. Like, like the whole like still like in the bubble thing, right? Like everyone's like been pretty safe, and they have a choice to either stay in the bubble or leave the bubble. Like that's up to them. The NBA isn't holding them there, but like if you choose to stay, then like you have to follow the rules, right? Basically, like a government of sorts. Like if you break the rules, there's going to be consequences, and similarly, that's their consequences. They're getting like fined, and that too, it's for like the safety of their like the whole NBA. So like the whole thing is like what the NBA is like basically a business of sorts, right? So they're trying to prioritize like make money, and at the same time like they have to take into account their players' safeties and their health. So to do that, the best way is to ensure like strict policies and strict what is it consequences. Like they're not it's not like they're confined to like one hotel room or whatever. They have quite an area to roam. It's like whatever that's in the bubble. Like no one enters, no one leaves, so it's pretty secure. So NFL wise, I think honestly NFL could have taken more precautions just because like with like yeah, I'm sure the vaccine and everything works out, but still like that many people gathered at once for like hours at a time while like players are down there like in an open roof stadium while players are down there playing as well. It's just a huge health risk, and I feel like they could have been a little more strict and maybe like not like allowed for fans just yet in the stadium just because I've thought that it might pose more of like a corona risk, but I don't know.
Yeah, Mono.
I
The
think
thing,
the NBA is doing the right thing though.
by the way, Mono, the NBA is not running on a bubble right now. It's running like the NFL.
Is it not?
Yeah, it's not. They're going on
Oh,
playoffs.
never mind.
Yeah,
My
so
bad.
there's a story about the Wizards coach, right? He says that the closest he
Yeah.
has been from his team in the last 9 days is like just in his car driving by them to making sure they got their test that day. They haven't practiced once in the last 9 days because
Oh
of it.
my god.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying it's a big deal because NBA is not opening up rosters, right? So like, if they don't have 8 players to play the game, the games are getting postponed. Games are getting postponed every day. I don't know if you've seen the NBA schedule. Like every day for the last like 10, like 2 3 weeks, games been postponed because there's not enough players for each team to play because they're all being screwed with the virus restrictions. I understand it's for the players' safety, but maybe they're a little too strict because games are getting postponed, star players are missing games, and we're not playing in a bubble, right? So like, I feel like the league. That's why I said earlier on the league is feeling stale because the NBA is not increasing their roster size. So like for 2 weeks they're out of 4 players and they had to play like just everyone high minutes all of a sudden, right? So
Yeah.
if they can increase, so what they did, you know what two-way contracts are, Manav, in the NBA?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they added one more two-way contract like thing, but like that's not really like a roster spot, right? Cuz like that player's not going to be part of the team most of the time. It's not even going to practice with the team. They practice with the G League squad, right? So that's like okay, whatever. Right? If they add like two more roster spots, plus there's a bunch of players that are not in the NBA that deserve to be in the NBA. Like players like J.R. Smith, Lance Stevenson, Isaiah Thomas, and like players like that, Michael Beasley. It may be like okay, they may be kind of memes sometimes, but like they deserve to be on an NBA roster, right? Especially with this situation going
Yeah,
on
yeah.
and games getting postponed because teams don't have enough players to play. Like increase the roster size, get these guys. Jamal Crawford should be on an NBA roster right now, right? All these guys should be on these rosters. Don't care if the roster size is a little huge, but like it lets you play the games. Like these games getting postponed is bad, really bad for like the business side of it, and then also it kills the interest in the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because certain players aren't joining. Yeah, I think if they were to bring in a bigger roster, they'd probably have to place like the new players in some sort of like basically like confinement. They for sure they don't players,
Yeah, that's
and then they can
obvious.
join the rest of the players.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand. I understand that.
but I think it'll be like more strict than just like a 14 or 15-day quarantine period. I'm sure they'd be enforcing like greater securities for that.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what they might use, but it's definitely going to be more intense than that.
Yeah, going on that topic, there's a little bit of a controversy or thing that's been going around. Is like senators or something really want the NBA players to take the vaccines as like a principle to like show to the rest of the people in the country
Oh
like
yeah, as a model,
as a model.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
a
the
lot
word
of
I was
people are
looking
doing
for.
that. Someone, I don't remember, some high political official tweeted about LeBron, tweeted asking LeBron to take the vaccine.
Yeah,
I think like
what's
that's
your
just because
opinion
NBA
on
is
that?
being yeah, sorry. I think that's the whole thing about that is because they're trying to get people to take the vaccine, right? Because cases are going up and they have like a supposedly effective vaccine, so they're just trying to like keep cases at a standstill or lower them at the same time, so, and basically preventing the spread of the virus, right?
Yeah,
And I think them reaching out to the NBA players to take the vaccine is just because like they're able to recognize that these players are like stand as role models and like not just like they could have reached out to any regular celebrity, but they would reach out to like NBA players in specific just because they stand for something. NBA players have been like known to s- like firmly side with their like beliefs and like not essentially sell out, if that makes any
yeah,
sense.
yeah. They're always like
So
they always go. They always say what's right, and like the NBA, the league has so much backing for them, unlike football. But like the NFL, like the NBA,
yeah,
NBA like did like all the Black Lives Matter stuff. Everything made special controls, give players their chance to speak on the players tribute and everything like that. So the NBA players have a lot of
exactly.
influence. So like the idea of that they should take the
That's
vaccine
why
and like be a role model to everyone out there. I think I like the idea. It's only like to the NBA players, do they feel like are they
they're
uh,
being forced to take it,
are
or do
being
they want to take
forced
it? Yeah.
or they is it 100% needed for them to take it? Like there might be better people to give it to. You know what I mean?
I think better people wise, there might be a couple, but maybe not too many.
Yeah.
Then again, you'd have to like go through the whole like analysis stuff,
Yeah.
because like for example, if you were like, oh, like the president should be the first person to take it because like they're like the leader of the country and they might set an example. At the same time, it's like, oh, but then the president is like above everyone else, right? Same with like any other government official. They can be like, oh, these government officials are better than us. That's why they're getting it. They're getting it to us first. For example, if you gave it to like a poor demographic first, it'd be like, oh, they're just giving it to us because it might not work, and they don't care if it doesn't work on us. Like middle class, same thing, right? So there's like always like there's always gonna be like the haters gonna hate group, and they're just trying to find like they're trying to minimize that group, if that makes sense. And thus like everyone looks up to NBA players, or like maybe not everyone, but like most people look up to NBA players, and so it's like the concept is good, but it's just a matter of are the players comfortable with taking it? Like they shouldn't be forced into taking it, which is why I don't think I'm not sure if any of the players ended up responding off the top of my head, but I feel like that is also like a major thing, right? Because there could be unknown side effects and everything, and like what if it does impact their performance in games, and that goes like their entire career.
Yeah, I think there's a vaccine. From what I heard, it's still like a little bit like iffy on if it actually works or not. But like that's whatever. Me and Monav are not gonna talk about the medical side of it. We're just gonna talk about like the
Yeah,
emotional side of it, right? So like, yes, if the NBA players take it, like, does that make me more want to take it, more trust? Maybe for me, necessarily, it probably will. Like, I don't know if for anyone else, like, I'm in my own demographic, right? Me and Monav are in like a similar demographic. I don't know situation about other people's demographic. Do these NBA players like, oh, they're taking this vaccine from this company that sold it to the USA and they want to take it because it's gonna stop the spread of the virus? Will that like influence the people to take it who don't want to take it? But I'm not sure for. I feel like most people, at least like 80% of this country, are in the consensus they'll take it, and then there's some people who can't take it because of religious reasons, right?
yeah. There's always like multiple reasons as to why they can't take it. So there's everyone has like a different story. Like some people could just be like let's say like anti-vaxxers. Some could be like afraid of side effects. Some just may prefer other people to take it first until they're sure of it. Religious reasons, like maybe cultural differences, etc. So there is like a lot going on there. But then again, that applies to like everything too. That's not specific to the um, coronavirus vaccine. So yeah, I
As
don't
of
know. It's
as
interesting.
of right now, I would say give it to the high priority, like the older people and the healthcare workers, and then you can give it to people like who have influence over the majority of the population. You know what I mean? Like, as of right now,
Yeah, I'm not sure about older people, but definitely healthcare professionals.
they're saying the countries are like prioritizing like people above the ages of 75 or like something like that, like elders. So like they don't,
Yeah,
because like
probably
if
are.
they got the virus, they're more likely to pass away because their immune systems aren't
Yeah, but
working
I
like.
think it's at the same time it's like a limit. Like if they're already more likely to pass away, or if they're like likely to pass away like really soon, then there's no point really. I know this sounds inhumane, but there's no point really giving them the virus. Rather than you might be able to prioritize like a 70-year-old and give them like maybe like 20, 25 more years. Or
Yeah.
similarly, like a young child that's about to die, who knows, they might develop a bright future.
Wait, but a
Like,
vaccine
and
doesn't
you'd
work
add
like
it
that.
on literally like your
Wait,
entire life.
wait, a vaccine like prevents
No,
people
it like prevents
from
it prevents it. Yeah,
Yes,
I
if
know,
they
but
give it
that's what
to
I'm
someone
saying.
who's
It's like the
older, right?
chance.
If they give it to oh, you're talking about the chances of getting the virus, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I see it from both ways. I think the government wants to give it to the older people. I think I kind of agree with that a little bit more, and give it to like healthcare workers. That's obvious number one. Make sure everyone who's a
yeah.
doctor, a
Healthcare
nurse,
workers.
or anyone who medical field that works with patients be vaccinated months. Like, if they're not, if not
Yeah,
everyone,
I'd say any hospital staff first, and then maybe like emergency unit workers, emergency responders,
yeah,
like the what's it
ambulance
called? The
drivers.
people like yeah, those people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
make sure those people are vaccinated. Like I wouldn't like. Let's say the government comes to my house right now and be like, "Hey, Renee, we wanted you to be a model citizen for the rest of the people of the country. Can you please take the vaccine?" I would decline it right now because I know there are people that need it more.
There's other people that should have taken it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll get it eventually. I think most people in this country will get it eventually. I think the NBA players being like a model, the idea may work to the people who are like iffy about it and they can't have and they are allowed to have vaccines but they don't trust the vaccine or something like that. That could be like, okay, hey, take this vaccine. These NBA players like LeBron James, who's like all star, like a superstar to everyone, like a role model to everyone, right? He's like, hey, he
Hmm.
encourages people to take the vaccine. Like there's like 5% of people who be like, okay, I don't know if I need to take the vaccine or not. Like I don't know the exact percentages. I've just been going off this like 5% number don't want to take the vaccine, but it could be even higher than that. I don't know. If it could be like a 60-40. You know what I mean? Like who knows? If it's like you first need to figure out who wants to take it and where it is safe where okay, let's say these people, this amount of percentage of people don't want to take the vaccine and the rest of everyone else has the vaccine, right? Is it safe for those people to be out there? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, because at the same time as the vaccine's like a chance, right? You still might be able to get the virus.
Yeah, I heard
Like
it's like
no vaccine's 100%
yeah, it's
effective.
no vaccine's 100% effective. Like it's gonna help us. Like that's why I say everyone who can get vaccinated for until they everyone like this country is not gonna be normal until everyone that needs that can get the virus and wants
The
it.
vaccine,
The vaccine,
yeah.
sorry, vaccine, and wants the vaccine. Then this country should be start going back to what it was normal. But if it's not, but I still think there's like a problem. Like okay, if this still goes through and we're opening up and like things happen, like we don't want another outbreak that causes too much problems. You know what I mean? We want to make sure we're
Yeah,
100%
yeah.
safe, and then we go into the life where it was before. I think that will happen eventually. Probably won't happen in the next 2-3 months, but it'll happen like probably in the summer. I think. Unfortunately, the NBA season's gonna end at that time, but we're gonna have the Olympics. So I heard NBA players want to go to the Olympics, and I heard funny thing is Florida is trying to get the Olympics. Uh, it's,
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
yeah, because apparently Tokyo doesn't want to do it because in Japan there's like
Anymore? Because
and Japan is kind of like I heard like coronavirus is affecting all their media stuff a lot. Like they're still be able to do it,
okay.
doing their things, but it's been kind of like a bit of a problem where they had to take breaks and stuff. So like they don't, and then they want to bring people from out of the country and stuff. It's just too much risk for them.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, but I heard Florida wants to get it.
I don't know, that'd be.
I heard Tokyo still wants to do it in the future though, and probably not this Olympics and probably in the next one, something like that. So that'll be
You
interesting.
know what would be interesting?
Yeah,
If they host it in like Dubai or like Abu Dhabi, because that's what they did with like
UFC.
cricket matches. Yeah, UFC, IPL,
Yeah,
ICC. No, not ICC, but like IPL.
yeah. They went to
Like
the
at least like for
ICC.
like
Yeah.
the yeah, for Indian cricket, they played like even though it was like all it was an Indian sport and it was Indian teams, they played in Dubai and they used their stadiums and everything.
Wait, what?
So like I don't know,
I didn't
like
know that.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, like the whole IPL Cup, it was all played in Dubai. All the matches were played in Dubai.
Ah, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah. That's interesting. The UFC is happening in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, though, too, right? Like a lot of
Yeah, I know UFC's happening in that area too.
yeah.
Yeah, so
You
like
want to
maybe
talk?
give it.
You want to talk about Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier fight? Do you watch that fight?
Oh my God, I didn't watch it, but I know what happened.
Yeah. Here's my thing. Okay, for me with the UFC and MMA, I'm like kind of new to the scene. Like I only like started like understanding like what's exactly happening and all this stuff like a couple months ago, right? I made sure like I know Conor McGregor is like the superstar type dude. Like he influences everyone. He's like
Yeah,
really cool. I heard like I heard I know he's like not the best fighter. I heard like Khabib. That dude apparently is like the best fighter UFC has seen or
yeah,
something.
he's really good.
Yeah, but I know Conor McGregor is like the showman, right? He's like he sells the
He's
tickets.
like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so I know about that.
Um,
And from what I understood is like from the fight, from what I understood, Conor McGregor beat this dude already, this Dustin dude, in 2014, like in like 60 seconds or something. And this dude wanted like
yeah,
more. He wanted, and that at
he
that
basically
point
wanted like a
that at that
rematch.
point that ended that dude's career. But this dude started coming back a little bit. This Dustin Poirier dude
Hmm.
in recent years he started coming back, and then him versus McGregor. If the Khabib dude is retired, apparently these two are probably like this dude Dustin dude since he won, he's probably the champion now of the 155 weight class. From what I understood, he could be it, right? Um,
Yeah.
more on the fight though. I did not watch it because it's a little too expensive to pay per view. I heard it's $75, bro, for UFC 250.
75.
Yeah, to watch the whole event. Like
Oh my God.
that's too much. And I was able to watch highlights and I saw some things on Twitter. You know how Twitter be when the
Yeah, of course.
yeah. So from what I understood is McGregor said like he's like from what I understood from his fighting style and what I watched is like if you take him to the ground, he's not as easy. He's an easier opponent. He's a good stand-up fighter, but when you take him to the ground, he has like no moves. It's like he's not that great of a fighter on the ground. So if you get him on the ground, you're pretty much gonna win most of the time. That's what I understood of his fighting style. And this Dustin dude, what he did was kicking his legs, and he finally like just tripped or fell down, and then he got the knockout out of it. He got sweet revenge too because how McGregor like KO'd this dude back in the day. He got his own revenge in a second round KO. What's your opinion?
Okay, I didn't know. that much background, so you definitely have more information on this than me. But from what I know that he lost against basically like McGregor Khabib was supposed to be really cool, right? And then he lost against Khabib, and that was like, oh, okay, that was like a downfall, but like whatever. He definitely took a huge hit there, and then the like I'm not sure how far ago that was either. But then yeah, the Dustin versus McGregor. And McGregor's like a whole like went in like super arrogant. He was like, "Oh yeah, who does he think he is? I want to beat him." Of course he like practiced and everything, but like still he was really confident that he was going to beat him because of his like because it was just a rematch, right? And then like but when he got into the ring, like Dustin won by quite a bit, and it was oh like he basically was humbled and put into his place, if that makes any sense. I think he did it respectfully. He didn't like dog on because he was dogging on Dustin like throughout the whole like elite build up to it. But then like after he lost, he was like, "Oh yeah, he took the L with like
Respect and
he,
dignity.
yeah, yeah." He basically
I heard
he
he's
was like, "Oh,
suspended
like,
for
I
six
probably shouldn't
months
have
now
done that."
too.
Is he? For
Yeah,
I'm not sure about that.
medical reasons. He can't like get on a unless a doctor can approve that he comes in. He can't fight for 6 months. Apparently.
Oh damn,
Yeah, so apparently his
I
leg
didn't
was
know that.
messed up that bad or something. But yeah, from the limited knowledge me and Manav had about the UFC, it was like interesting. Like for me, this was the first one where I actually like was like expecting like game in and like because I McGregor's like this big person, like he's like a superstar, like he's like you know what I mean, like he's a big like
Yeah, yeah.
influencer, right? So I was just like okay, I was interested on how he would fight, and then like kind of got to put it lightly, he got beat up, like he I heard this is the first time he ever been knocked out too, so that's incredible. The other I think for me as my first time like understanding a UFC fight and like seeing what's happening, I think it was a great experience. I think for me, I'm not gonna go too much into UFC trying to understand everything because that'll take a long time to understand. And like, there's a lot of history to the sport, right, Manav? I don't know how long Manav's
Yeah,
been doing it, but
I haven't been following too much. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
I don't know too much history behind it.
Yeah, neither do I. But if like these people like McGregor fights again, we may talk about it. If Khabib comes back out of retirement, we'll talk about it. But like other than that, I don't think we'll talk too much about the UFC ever. Um, and also there's the clown of the year, Jake Paul. You know who he is, Manav?
Of course, of course.
This dude's fighting an actual dude, actual fighter.
Wait, was Logan or Jake the one that versus Nate?
Jake was the one who knocked out Nate.
Yeah, bro, I'll give him respect for that because everyone thought that Nate was gonna win or he was gonna do well. But as soon as Nate lost, it was like you should have seen Twitter that day. Curry,
I
like
saw
all the
every.
basketball players, it was like this is not an accurate representation of the NBA. Even Curry was just like trolling him, and it was just funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I think Jake Paul is now fighting some dude. I don't know how to pronounce his name, unfortunately, but
Mayweather?
no, Logan's fighting Mayweather.
Oh,
Jake
Logan's fighting
Jake
him.
is fighting some MMA dude who's went 19-2 in his career apparently. So that's
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's better than McGregor. Has less losses. So Jake wanted McGregor at first, but McGregor lost anymore, so he wants the other dude. I forgot this dude's name. I think it starts with Ben. His first name is Ben something, and I don't know his last name. And he's fighting someone who would like. I hope so puts him in his place because I don't want him to win again. I think like he's going a little too crazy, but he's whatever.
Ben Askren.
Yeah, Ben Askren. That's who Jake Paul is fighting. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know anything about that
Interesting.
dude, but like all I know is that
Neither do
all I know is all I know about Jake Paul is that I used to watch him when I was a lot younger. Then I stopped because he's a clown. That's all I know.
I.
Yeah, but other than that, I think that that's we went a long while here. This stream went for like this this one. I think we ran up two streams today. One was for like 18 minutes, and the Wi-Fi unfortunately cut out on my end. And then I came back, and this one went for 1 hour and 10 minutes. This is about the time we'll go for streams 1 hour and 30 minutes. Like usually like so in the last like 20-30 minutes me and Mono were just talking about random stuff. Mono was talking about stock market. We came into the MMA world and boxing world a little bit. Like usually sometimes in the back end of these streams we don't have anything better to do. We'll just ramble and talk about whatever we want to talk about. Sports related, or government related, or whatever, right? But yeah, let me know if you guys enjoy the stream this week. We're gonna Mono's gonna get this uploaded onto the YouTube. Mono, just remember on the Twitch thing there's like an 18-minute video and there's a 1 hour and whatever this how long this is gonna be. Can you combine it and upload it onto YouTube?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So usually what we're gonna do is Moniv's gonna put these things into onto YouTube, and you guys can comment there and all this stuff. And sometimes you guys want us to talk about something, like tell us in the chat, or you can tell us beforehand on the YouTube comments, and we'll take it into consideration. So we'll talk. So we'll have more topics to do during each stream. But we'll do these streams weekly, 1.5 hours. They're always not gonna be on the same time. Just know that it's gonna be in like different random times, just because we all have a different schedules to deal with, and we'll figure it out at that point. But we'll have these streams weekly. We'll talk about the NBA and NFL most of the time, and then at the end we'll talk about wherever we want. And we'll have two monthly videos, like I said in the previous earlier on in the stream. These videos will come out random times in the month. Don't like a specific date, but no, you can probably get one every 2 weeks. And the reason why is because we wanted to focus more on the streaming, because it's easier for us to talk about our opinions and everything, and get it to you guys quicker with the editing, right? Because the editing does take a while, and that's why we're limiting it to 2 videos a month. So it allows us to spend time talking to you guys, and you guys can hear our opinions. And these videos are going onto YouTube too. I think these called VODs, so you put them on YouTube, and then we'll have two regular videos, like they'll be like our 20-minute videos, like they'll be greatly edited and all that type of stuff. But that's the future of the channel. Like I said before, the tournaments we'll do them seasonally, and our next one's probably gonna be in June, just giving us some time to prepare and figure out our actual plan to them, because we wanted to make the quality, and we want to get more and more people to them. Like, Mon, if you want to talk a little bit on the tournament stuff real quick, and then we'll end the stream.
Yeah, as of tournament wise, I'm not sure if you guys are aware or not, but we had tournaments a while ago, and it was directed primarily towards elementary schoolers, and we had a nice audience for that. We'll probably be bringing that back around summertime, and we'll be focused primarily on that, so around June, July. Just because we wanted to get like younger kids interested as well. And what we usually did was, it was like sort of like a trivia thing, and we would offer like prizes, such as being able to join us for our episodes. So yeah, it was interesting, and it was open to everyone, every like younger kids to elementary school or like early middle school. And yeah, I think it was a great way. It was definitely a great way for us to grow our channel as well.
Yeah,
But you have any more?
yeah, that was a great way for us to grow our channel and everything. So we like the idea, and we got a lot of new fans and everyone here. Thank everyone who came onto the stream. I know it was like 8, 9 people at one point, and then it dropped down to one towards the end. But that's fine. That's to us. We just care about talking about our opinions, and we have a great whoever supports us. We're happy that we have them, and we always love our support. And anything you guys want us to do, like, just let us know. We'll definitely put into consideration. We'll probably do it on a video and all that. Um, Other than that, guys, we're gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys for whoever showed up all the way to this end. I know we have one live viewer, but we had like 8 at one point too. So thank you for everyone who showed up and listened to part of our stream. This is gonna be right on YouTube, so I'm just gonna do a YouTube ending right here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
See you guys.
See ya.